Hello class, this is a video tutorial on index laws part 5. In this video we'll be looking at the 0 index. Now, since we know, or at least I hope we know, that anything divided by itself is 1. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 101 divided by 101 is 1, x divided by x is 1, 3.14 h squared times b divided by itself is also 1. So anything divided by itself is 1. Now we can use this to prove the index law. M to the power of 0 is 1. And I'll prove it to you as shown. If we had x to the power of 100 divided by x to the power of 100, that's anything divided by itself is 1. But we also know that x to the power of 100 divided by x to the power of 100, because it's the same base, we are subtracting the indices. So 100 minus 100 is 0, but we just shown that anything divided by itself is 1, but also the index law shows that it's 100 minus 100 is 0, because these two expressions follow the same rules, or follow different rules, but come to the same answer, then x to the power of 0 is equal to 1. And now we can just simply use this property to evaluate these 7 questions. You can pause the video and give them a go yourself. So here we go. So a to the power of 0, well, we just saw that that's 1. Not to be confused with this, however, because remember, there's a multiplication in between the 3 and b to the power of 0. So only b has the power of 0. So this is actually 3 times 1, because this expression becomes 1. And we can just write this as 3 times 1 is 3. Likewise for this, the emphasis I'm trying to make is that the index belongs specifically to the term it's closest to. So c becomes 1. So this becomes 4 times 1 times d to the power of 4, which we can simplify just as 4d to the power of 4. You might come across these, where we have 4 times e to the power of 1. So 4 times, I hope we can see it now, that e to the power of 0 is 1. So 4 times 1 is 4, minus, and the same situation happens here. F to the power of 0 is also 1. 7 times 1 is 7. So really we have 4 take away 7, which is negative 3. When we have a power on the outside, what's really happening is that we're applying this index to every single component, every single component in the bracket. So we could write this as 3 to the power of 0, g to the power of 2 times 0, which we know 2 times 0 is 0. And this just becomes 1 times 1, which is 1. Alternatively, you could just skip from the beginning all the way to the end without having to write out this expansion here. Oops. Moving right along. This is the same situation. We have everything to the power of 0. Well, this means that everything just becomes 1. And lastly for this, we have everything here to the power of 0. That still just becomes 1, plus z to the power of 0 is 1. So 4 times 1 is just 4. Everything here becomes the number 5. So I hope that gave you an insight into the negative index. And these actually concludes all the index laws that we need to learn. but these index clauses can be applied in much more difficult ways. But I hope this gives you a baseline for learning. I hope to see you in the next video. Best of luck.